Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry I haven't posted it in a bit. I was busy for the past 2 weekends where I was traveling. One of those weekends I went to the Monte Vista Wildlife Refuge as well as the Alamosa Wildlife Refuge, where the main goal was to find some sandhill cranes. We didn't see many, but we still got to see a lot of cool birds such as horned larks, the target species of our interest, such as the Sandhill Cranes, those interesting as they weren't really in the wildlife refuges, but instead in farm fields nearby. There were a lot of song sparrows, one American Avocet, which was really cool, a couple yellow-headed blackbirds, and some Sandhill Cranes that were flying overhead, which was really cool. So for this video, I decided to draw some of the birds that I saw into my nature journal, as sadly I didn't have the opportunity to do so as I was more focused on taking some bird photos, as you saw prior. I usually start with a sketch in the page, usually trying to figure out a composition. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But usually I start out with sketches and then I start adding paint, which is usually watercolor, as I have a little travel watercolor kit, which makes it really easy to use on the go. For the birds, I try and do the base colors before adding any details or additional shadows. But in terms of landscapes, you should not do what I did, as in the bottom right corner, I did the foreground to the background, when instead you should be going from the background to the foreground, but that's a learning opportunity for the future. I'm also trying to use a little bit more of my art supplies, especially since I'm painting these things at home instead of out in the field, so I'm using gouache to really emphasize the highlights. My journal has yellow tinted pages, so adding white or lighter gouache colors really stands out, and it really adds some depth and adds pop to the pages. I then add an outline with a pen. Here I'm adding a bounce light from the yellow grass onto the belly of the bird. After I finish with the drawings, I then add some information and things that I noticed while I was outside. This is the finished first page, but then I decided I wanted to paint another drawing, so I flipped to another one to paint a killdeer, where I'm referencing a photo that I took while I was outside. As with last time, I start off with a quick sketch, and before I started painting, I did fix up the anatomy just a little bit, which is why you can see a little bit of that scrub underneath the belly, before I go in with the paint. I then begin to emphasize light and shadows by adding shadows to the painting, and then emphasizing more of the darks on the bird. Then I started adding white gouache, as I would add orange over it to really emphasize that orange morning glow. I am really happy with this painting. I think it looks great with the lighting and the shadows. It really felt like a trust the process moment, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Both of these pages are really good, and I'm really happy with them, and it reminds me that I really need to update a lot of my nature journals, as I usually end up procrastinating on them, or I don't actually fill them out while I am out in the field. So if you'd like to see more of this, please let me know, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you next time!